to give out.
50, or no, 50s and 25s. 50, 50, 25, 50, 25, 50. It's in order of the winners.
Okay, so yesterday it looks like Amber won with $169 per car sold. $169 per car sold. We've got second place with Austin, so that doesn't qualify, and Casey is not in here, so we don't have a second place for that. He's on the phone.
It's just on the phone. Casey, you did a great job. I'll pat you on the back when you get home. I wish you were here to receive this money. Have a great day.
I'll take it. All right, so for the teams, we've got team sold out. Boom!
That's good. Good job. Coming from the rear.
Team sold out at $390 per car sold, $390 per car sold, and we don't have any other qualifiers on that one, so there's not a second place today. First place for calls per new lead, we've got Matt. We've got Matt. We've got 2.22 calls for each new lead that came in, average. And then in second place, we got Misty. Boom! Good job, Misty.
Great job, Misty. Thanks for lunch.
And then for the teams, we have no qualifiers. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so that is the cash spiffs for the day. You guys enjoying the cash spiffs? Yeah. All right, so I wrote up here, I think it was Tuesday, was 20 years for me in the car business. And I wrote up here, the grass is green where you water it. Because I often see people come in and they expect everything to happen immediately. I've spent 20 years in this business to get to where I'm at right now, to be able to drive a McLaren and to be able to go on vacations with my family, to be able to have some freedoms that a lot of people work hard for. When I first started in the business, I was a telemarketer, guys and girls. I sat in a little tiny cubicle, I made 200 calls a day, and for probably 2 years, no one even knew what my name was. I had to sit there and pound the phones every single day, didn't get much recognition even though I was the top salesperson, and it takes time to get to the level that I'm at right now. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm just gonna go from job to job, I'm gonna find a new job that's gonna be the perfect job for me. And that's just not the way it happens. We don't just find the perfect job. You turn things into the perfect job, and the way you do that is by educating yourself and being confident. And you build confidence by the education. I'm so confident at my job because I've educated myself on what I do. I know the answers to all the questions, I know how to solve all the problems, and that's created confidence in my job. So if you want to be able to, and it makes me enjoy my job. I love what I do for a living. I love working in the car business. I love the clients I get to help. I love all the challenges that we get faced with. I love it because I've created a life around that, and I've watered the grass, and that's where the grass is going to be greener. So that's what I thought about this morning, because it does mark 20 years for me in the business. And sometimes I sit back and I wonder, you know, how did I go from a $7, because minimum wage when I started was $7.50 an hour. So I made minimum wage plus commissions, cold calling car dealers across the country. And sometimes I sit back and I wonder, how did I go from a $7.50 an hour job to now making 7 figures a year? And it's because I watered the grass. I continued to water the grass, and I stayed in this industry. Every time you go to a new job and you start over. You're starting back at square one. You have to start at the bottom and work your way up, and sometimes that's not going to happen at the pace you want it to happen. There's so many times over the past 20 years that I've looked at this and said, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I in this industry? The first business I started, I went out and I went from making $700,000 a year to my first year in business, I made $30,000 that year and completely failed at business. My first business was an absolute failure. I lost my wife, I lost my son, I lost all my cars, I lost all my jewelry, and found myself at the bottom again questioning, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this? And I could have easily given up and said, you know, the car business isn't for me. What I'm doing right now just isn't gonna work, but I didn't. I built another company and I pushed again and again, and I continued to water the grass, and that's how I got here. So That's what I thought about this morning. That's what I think everyone should carry into the day-to-day. What are you doing to water the grass here? What are you doing to make the grass greener? If you're not happy with your pay or you're not happy with something here, what are you doing to make it better? If you're not happy with your coworkers, what are you doing to make it better? What are you doing to come in and say good morning and greet them and be happy with your coworkers? Water the grass where you're at and it'll become green. And stop chasing that next dream, because it's just not gonna happen. You're not gonna magically stumble into the level that I'm at right now, unless you play the lottery. And your odds are 1 in millions to do that. But outside of winning the lottery, you're not gonna just go out of the building and then someone's gonna offer you a 7-figure-a-year job. You're gonna have to work hard to get there. So I wanted to share that. We've got Marcus here. I actually pulled him off the ninja floor, so I don't know if you guys know or not, but Marcus runs a local car community, SLS. He literally has thousands of people show up every Saturday night to his car meets, which struck me as he's very personable and good with people. He's obviously good at getting people to follow an idea and a mission. And we promoted him over to being a performance manager because we believe he's going to be a good asset for the team. So we'd like to welcome him aboard. You know, a lot of people that love cars. We're all kind of car people in here. I think for the most part, everyone in here likes cars to a certain extent. And he knows a lot of people that love cars. He has meets every Saturday night. So you might want to hit him up if you like to go check out some fast cars. And we're talking, there's 1,000 cars and 2,000 people that show up to these car meets on Saturday night. So really give them all the support you can, welcome them to the team, and let's crush it today. All right, guys?
Yeah.
Justin, you got anything?
Actually, I think what you said was great. I think we should just leave it with the grass is greener where you water it. It's a really good vision for everybody. The purpose of moving in life is to become something greater. And the idea of watering grass to make it grow and make it beautiful and green and vibrant is sometimes misunderstood. Like, people just do it. But if you look at some yards, they're beautiful and pristine, and their next door neighbor is brown, it's cracked up, there's dirt spots. Like, that's just how it rolls. It's because this person took care of that spot and this person didn't. It's the same thing with your lives. If you can take care of what you're becoming, you will blossom, you will bloom, you will become something special because you designed it that way. If you don't design it, you will fall into the life that life gives you, and it will not turn out like you want. Design your life, water your grass, become something special.
All right, guys.
You got money.